So I think today, out of all the days that I've been doing this video diary series, is the day I wanted to sit down and pick up the camera and film the least, because what else is new? Today didn't go as planned and it was really frustrating. And if you're watching this, it's not random because I don't believe in coincidences anymore. There is something that is in this video that is meant to find you today. So trust the timing, trust the process, and trust that something in the chaos of my days today and how I'm gonna be reflecting and processing what I'm going through and feeling is meant to reach you. So if you watched yesterday's video, at the end of the day, I said my 3 goals that I was gonna set out for myself today was to work out for 1 hour, which I did. I submitted the essay that I had to for my history class, and my 3rd goal was to edit for 2 hours. And while I didn't edit for 2 hours, I tried to edit for 2 hours, but I again was having crash after crash after crash with DaVinci and my laptop, and things just not working. The hard drive going in and out and not connecting. Suddenly it would work and then something else would go wrong. Some of the most frustrated I've been in a long time, because I know that if I weren't faced with so many technical difficulties, I would have been able to accomplish so much more. I can't change what I can't change, and I still shut up for myself. I still tried. I worked on ways to fix the problem and learn how to navigate, and it still sets me behind on the mental timeline that I had set for myself for when I wanted this video to go up, because today, as I'm filming this, was the first video diary video went up, so I wanted to have December 1st video scheduled by tomorrow, which I was trying to finish editing yesterday and I was having problems, and then I was trying to finish today, and it's like practically almost done. There's just a few finishing touches I've been trying to get done for 2 days, and I'm trying to navigate and pivot. And when I have all these technology problems, I usually try and tell myself it's a sign to just get up and walk away and do something else. But it's frustrating where I'm finally starting to do really good for myself. I'm finally starting to do a lot better for myself and to be motivated and to start to get back into the swing of things after I injured myself. And, you know, I've done a lot of work on myself in the past like month and a half, and I'm finally inspired to work on what inspires me. And it's annoying that I keep wanting to just give up and be like, you know what, well, this is a sign it's not meant to be, because that's not true. I'm just trying so hard not to crash out. And so I don't know what's gonna happen next, and the brain hates uncertainty. The brain likes to keep you comfortable. The brain likes the path of least resistance. The brain likes to know what's going on. When things like this happen, it makes sense when your brain is so overwhelmed and overpowered, because that makes like a siren go off in your brain. And that doesn't mean that it's gonna be like that forever. That's why I'm trying to, and I'm working on rewiring my brain. So this technical frustration was on and off throughout the day. Like, I didn't just sit down and work for 2 hours straight. I got up and I did a little bit in the morning and then a little bit more in the afternoon. And every time I went to sit back down, it would just immediately bug out. I went to HotWorks again today and I did a 15-minute high-intensity interval training workout, and I was supposed to, and I had scheduled to go into a hot stretch class after, but after the first workout, I was just, after the day I had mentally and emotionally, I just couldn't push myself anymore. I wanted to get done and finish and try and finish this video. Didn't happen. But before I went to HotWorks, I was working on editing the video, and about 30 minutes before I left to go work out, my best friend sent me a text for an invite to her wedding after party, and I was crying like a baby for like 30 minutes on and off. And she's getting married in about a month, and on my birthday, which I'm not mad or angry about. I am super excited and happy. I live in New York and that's where we met, but she lives in Florida now, so I haven't seen her in a few years. So I was super frustrated. She sent me that and I couldn't help it. I was just like crying and an emotional mess, and my body just couldn't push through anymore because I needed to finally take a break. And so I went home and I tried working on editing again. And so after I did Hotworks, I decided to check the Dasher app to see it was busy, and I signed on and I did one quick order that made me $4.50, and then I went back home, so I have an extra $4.50 that I didn't have before. And then after about 20 minutes of my laptop crashing over and over again, I finally took a shower and mentally reset myself. And a part of me really, like I said, did not want to sit down and film this video. I wanted to be like, screw it, and not do anything with any of the videos that I had filmed because things weren't going my way. But in the past, I definitely would have crashed out. I would have given up. The fact that I'm not crashing out and giving up, as frustrated as I am, is a huge win. Because did I finish the editing that I've been trying to do for a few days? No, but I proved that I can show up for myself, and I had some quality time with some family today, and I did so many other things, and I took care of my animals and worked more on cleaning my apartment because it was a huge mess when I was injured. So I kept looking at my checklist and my to-do list and the goals I made, and every time I took the shift to work towards one of those goals is one step further in the right direction. And if there were times where I was looking at all the things I need to do and was overwhelmed, burnt out, and didn't do any of them, yeah, there are still times where like I'm not gonna be perfect and do everything, but every time I make the shift to try, proves to your brain that you can do it. And I don't know, half the words are coming, like my brain is so fried right now. I don't even know what to say. I'm stressed out, and it's hard to keep telling yourself over and over again that everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be okay, everything happens for a reason, when you're putting in so much work and not feeling like being rewarded for it. Because while I know I can be better and do better, I also know I could be worse and do worse. And that version of me that can be better and do better, just because that's not me right now doesn't mean that it's not gonna be there in the future. And I know only time and consistency is gonna get me there, but it's really stressful and discouraging to keep pushing when it feels like, what is this even all? And it's annoying to me personally that I know I could have accomplished so much more if you're watching this and relate to anything that I've said, because I'm just really not my fullest self today. I still wanted to show up for myself and prove to me that I can do the hard things, even if I don't do them well. So I want to remind you too that you're also building at your own pace. And a reminder to us both to not stop. And I like to tell myself to do what your future self will thank you for. and do what your future self is going to be proud of. And in my day-to-day life, where I will audibly say to myself, thank you, past Jeanette, thank you, past self, where like when I do something well in any sort of amount of time in the past, and it helps me now in the present, even if it was intentional or not, whether it be an impulse purchase from many years ago and now it's the perfect thing that I need, I'll say, thank you, past me, you're the best. Or if I need something and left it in the perfect spot, I didn't even have to look for it, or I'm cleaning my guinea pig cages and I'm frustrated and burnt out and it's hard and I don't want to take the time to do it, and sometimes I'll like lift up, and the way that I had set it up the time before makes it easier for me to clean. I'll be like, thank you, past me. Or when I remember to plug my phone in and it's charged, thank you, past me. And it keeps me wanting to continue to do what my future self is gonna thank me for, because I'm always thanking my past self for how I got to be in the situation that I'm in now. Even if it wasn't all good things, I made a lot of mistakes in the past too, and I know I'm gonna make mistakes again, but the mistakes that I made led me to be where I am now, so I'm not gonna beat myself up for the version of myself who made those mistakes. I thank my past self for making those mistakes because I learned from them, and you wouldn't learn if you didn't make mistakes and you didn't screw up. And if you're still watching, let's check back here tomorrow. I want you to comment down below what you're proud of yourself for today and what 3 goals you want to accomplish tomorrow. My 3 goals for tomorrow is I hope I can finally finish that video and post it. I have to chop up a bunch of vegetables for my guinea pigs, and I want to erase 10 things off of my whiteboard that's already written there now, because I keep adding new things without doing things that's on there. So I want to be ambitious and say I want to cross off 10 things, and meet back with me tomorrow to see if I accomplished it.